Hey everybody, this is Beast. Welcome to Midnight Madness. I found an article that I truly am passionate about. For those that know me, well, most of you don't know me, I'm very passionate about history. I'm also passionate about music. But this has nothing to do with music today. Follow me through this. I'm going to explain myself completely. And this is going to be an amazing video for Midnight Madness. I can't wait to share with you. So today I saw an article about Joshua Tree, a big ghost town of about 22 acres. 22 acres? Let me re-clarify that. It's actually just off of the edge of Joshua Tree in California. And it doesn't say exactly how many acres, so I'm not gonna fudge that. So Joshua Tree is a ghost town. There was another person that bought a ghost town. He has a YouTube channel on it called Ghost Town Living. He bought it for $1 million. And that's Cerro Gordo. That's a big silver mining town. It has all kinds of caves and stuff. And then again, now we have Joshua Tree that was just sold for $22.5 million. Now the thing is, the big question that most people say when somebody buys a ghost town is, wait a minute. So they're going to develop it and put all kinds of houses on it? Oh my God, they're going to destroy history. Actually, you're wrong. I've seen a few other ghost towns. I've seen a couple of them up here in Oregon. I've seen one up there in Washington. I've seen about 2 of them in Idaho. People have purchased them in the past, and they turned around and totally restored it to its former glory. Now, the person that bought Joshua Tree Ghost Town to start a new chapter at it for $22.5 million, I haven't seen who did it. It's just a mystery buyer. It could be a YouTube creator. It could be whatnot. I would like to see it being a YouTube creator that purchased it, so we need to watch online to see if that does pop up. That would be an extraordinary video for people to watch if somebody is totally restoring a ghost town so that people can be able to come in and shop and disconnect. Now, this is the reason. If you buy a big enough ghost town and you take the time, the money, and the energy to create basically a bed and breakfast style town. It's a town where there's basically off the grid electricity, which Joshua Tree would pretty much fall into that category. They can run all solar, LED lighting, and their water comes from a well, yada yada yada. I mean, that's part of the whole thing. That's about as primitive as a ghost town would probably get if they turned around and restored it. Of course, they don't want to have open flames or fires from back in the 1940s and back in, the 1900s when these towns existed, and risk setting the buildings on fire. Now, that's the biggest hazard of buying a ghost town right now, is you don't know what's behind the walls. So you literally have to go into these ghost towns, and in most cases they're going to have to remove all of the drywall, replace all the plumbing, replace the wiring, so that they can be able to make these buildings safe and preserve history, and then of course reapply the drywall and make them basically livable for the next 100 years. So there was one ghost town up in Idaho. Somebody had restored it. They didn't do any big elaborate thing on YouTube over it. They bought it. They bought it for $5 million. The guy totally restored it. He took 10 years restoring it. With the last 10 working years of his working career, and he rolled money into it. He was a construction owner, and when he retired, he wanted to live in a working ghost town. This ghost town was built, I believe, was formed right around the about the 1850s. And it was a boom town. It was a boom town for settlers coming across during the gold rush. And it was a very active trading town. They did a lot of, there was basically medical care, and animal trade-offs. It was a huge trading post. So it's like the last big stop before they crossed the Snake River into Oregon, and then headed off into the Willamette Valley. So, looking and seeing what this guy had done, he made it to where all the parking was completely off campus. You had to basically park off campus. You'd register at the ranger station, which he made a ranger station. You registered at the ranger station, you brought all your belongings, and a covered wagon or a stagecoach would come by, depending on how much stuff you... that's right. How much stuff you brought with you. If you packed light, you went in the stagecoach. If you packed heavy, you went in the covered wagon. Plain and simple. So you basically had an entire life of the Old West. You lived in the hotel. You lived up in the saloon, depending on where you wanted to go. You lived in a hotel, lived in a saloon, or you lived in a couple of cabins nearby. If you lived in a couple of cabins nearby, you had a choice of whether you could do a bicycle, which was about as most modern as he would allow, or you could actually rent the horses, and you could take horses back and forth from town. And you said it balances out to about 50-50. People took the horses in and out of town. They rode bicycles in and out of town. They lived in the cabins. They lived in town. They went to the saloons. They went to the dances. They always had a carnival every weekend. They had all kinds of things from the Old West. They had shooting ranges. They had, they had everything. And then when it came to meal times, they had 3 chuck wagons that would go around to every single one of the campsites or the cabins and feed them. And he said he has never seen a person disappointed leaving. He said if there was a Karen that was just terrorizing everybody, then they'd settle it the Old West way. She would literally go to the Old West prison. And then she'd go to court and all that. I mean, it was huge. So I'm hoping with these other ghost towns that are coming alive, that are being bought, and then eventually coming online, hopefully we'll duplicate the same experience. And that's something that everybody needs, is to be able to disconnect from everything. The one up in Idaho has a big hot spring, so they have a huge Turkish bathhouse in there. So you can go and sit in the soaking pools. But it was a place to relax, a place where everybody could go and have fun, do things. If they had kids, they had staff members there that could be able to take the kids for the day. And it was just a chance to just totally unwind. It was right off the edge of a river. And he said about 25% of all the guys are down at the river all day. And then husband and wife are in the saloon in the evening. And then they have a big show at the second saloon that he built so that he could show off the dancing girls and that sort of thing. And most people bring their families. So I'm hoping that Joshua Tree does the same thing. Cerro Gordo, he's restoring it. He's restoring it slowly. And it's just to do mine exploration, mountain climbing, all that stuff. So, do you guys think ghost towns should be preserved and restored? Do you think that is a very valuable part of history? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your feelings about this. If you guys know another ghost town that's being restored, let me know. I want to know all that too. I would like to do a big article, a big story on Ghost Towns. But like I said, it's Midnight Madness. I thought of something I'm compassionate about. I want to know about. I want to speak my mind. And it's going to be out on the net. If you guys watch it, that's fine. If you don't watch it, well, I'm sorry I disappointed you. So, again, drop a comment in the comment section below. So you don't hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss another video. My hat makes me look bald. And until next time, keep on rocking.